Howdy, folks. I'm Delightful Dill, distractingly drumming on dicey dice.
I'm Amber.
And here are more dicey dice for us to be drumming on distractedly like. I don't know exactly why or how, and it just doesn't make any sense, but we'll let Amber explain
I mean, which part doesn't make sense?
all of it.
Okay, I need a little like so. Okay, so you're a dill plant,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of absent-mindedly swinging your little leaves about.
So it's a windstorm. I'm in a hurricane, is what you're saying, and I'm going. Ba 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 ba. Okay, I got it. That makes sense. I'm pretty wrecked at this point in time, so let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Babysit My Niece After My Sister Accused Me of Corrupting Her with My Cat's TikTok Fame? That's right, folks, you heard it right. So, I'm a 24-year-old female, and I have a cat named Mr. Whiskers. And he's basically a TikTok celebrity. He has his own account with a solid following because he's a natural entertainer. I post videos of him doing tricks, wearing silly costumes, and just being his usual diva self. It's all in good fun, and people seem to love it. Recently, my sister, a 28-year-old female, asked me to babysit my 5-year-old niece, Lily, for the weekend. I love spending time with her, so I happily agreed. Everything was going fine until Lily started asking if Mr. Whiskers could teach her how to dance like he does on TikTok. I thought that it was adorable, so I showed her some of his videos and we spent the afternoon trying to copy his moves. She was laughing and having the best time, and I didn't think anything of it. Well, when my sister came back to pick up Lily, she noticed that Lily was obsessed with Mr. Whiskers. She kept asking if they could make their own TikToks together and talking about how she wanted a cat just like him. My sister asked what we did all weekend long, and I casually mentioned that we spent a lot of time making TikToks with the cat. She got really quiet and then suddenly flipped out, accusing me of corrupting Lily by exposing her to superficial internet fame and setting a bad example by making the cat a center of attention. She said that I was encouraging Lily to prioritize social media over real life experiences, and now Lily won't stop asking for a cat in a TikTok account. I tried to explain that it was all just harmless fun and that Lily was just excited, but my sister was having none of it. She told me that I was irresponsible and that she doesn't want Lily exposed to this influencer lifestyle at such a young age. Now she's mad at me and says she won't let me babysit anymore unless I promise to keep Mr. Whiskers and his TikTok fame out of it. Am I the jerk for refusing to babysit my niece after my sister accused me of corrupting her with my cat's TikTok fame? All right, folks, what do you think?
I'm gonna say not the jerk. I don't think the sister is entirely in the wrong either. I think expecting OP to like keep her cat locked up while she's babysitting is an issue. That's where I take issue. But it's a very kind of dicey situation where there's not necessarily a good answer. Like on one hand, I understand wanting to dance around and and have fun, playing with the cat. That's all cool. But there are legitimate concerns why OP's sister may not want the daughter on TikTok. I mean, it's not even meant for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, did she post these videos? And if so, isn't that kind of exploitative? I know there's a lot of channels out there that use children to entertain, but I do think that's kind of exploitative, and I don't think that's a very good thing to put on children, right? Now, I think that if it was harmless fun and they were just, well, I guess if they were recording TikToks, right, then she was probably posting them too, I would imagine. But if she was just recording them and then not posting them, that's a different matter entirely. But I think that the mom is right to be concerned,
Mm-hmm.
but it also seems like they've kind of reached an agreement. The mom says that OP can't
Babysit, and
babysit.
OP's like, okay, well then I won't babysit.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's any conflict here.
So, then on top of that, like, I do think that there's some discussion that should have happened between OP and the mom, right? In that if OP is recording these TikToks and has a TikTok following, then maybe she should have been like, "Oh, hey, can you also keep Lily out of any of your online stuff?" Maybe it might be a little presumptive to say that, but I don't know.
Well, I think the onus was on OP to make sure that she had the sister's
Permission.
permission
Yeah.
to post the videos.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the onus was on OP as opposed to the sister.
And that's a general rule of thumb when you take photos or videos of children, at least from what I understand in most places. You know, since children can't give their own consent, you're expected to get their parents' consent instead.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Van Schupt says, did you just show your niece the videos and then teach her the moves? Or did you actually make videos of your niece and the cat doing the moves? Or did you make videos of your niece and the cat and post them? If it's the first, your sister is off her rocker, since the only way your niece would have known and cared enough to ask about Mr. Whiskers is if the mom showed her more than one or two videos. That's actually a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the second one, where you made videos with your niece and then created a teaching / getting her interested in the production of TikTok side, and if she's like most kids this age, then she's annoying your sister. If it's the third option, and you posted the videos of your niece without your sister's permission, then yeah, you are the jerk. I mean, I think that really covers a lot of the spread of the questions there, right? I agree with this person's philosophy. And Selfie on Fire says, no answers to these questions or any of them about whether she posted her niece. Maybe I'm wrong for assuming, but I think she posted her niece on social media, which is wrong. I don't think that kids should be posted on viral pages, and definitely not without their parents' permissions. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for losing my temper after my colleagues wrote a fan fiction about me, and now everyone calls me the Wiggler? I'm a 33-year-old male, recently found out that some of my colleagues have been using ChatGPT to write fan fiction about me. At first, I thought it was kind of funny, but they've exaggerated my personality and characteristics to the point where I'm portrayed as foolish. The fan fiction is a trilogy of film scripts where I'm always the villain, and the younger colleague that I've been in competition with for a promotion within our department is the hero. What started as a joke spread throughout the organization of 100+ people, and now I'm regularly referred to as the Wiggler, often by people I hardly know. I'm not entirely sure why someone mentioned it. Might be because of my uneven gait, but it's become a label that I really don't want. My wife is also upset, thinking that it might be a pet name of some work girlfriend, which isn't true, but is causing problems at home. The final straw was this morning during a Zoom call with the whole company. The CEO referred to me as the Wiggler, and everyone burst out laughing. I lost it, and I had told everyone just to go F themselves, and then slammed my laptop shut. After the call, I was so angry that I sent a long message into our work Slack channel calling our boss and my younger colleagues out for it. Shortly afterwards, I was removed from the Slack channel. Since then, the CEO has called me 3 times, but I've ignored them. I'm really anxious about going back tomorrow, and I'm thinking about calling in sick. I'm starting to wonder if I went too far. Am I the jerk for how I reacted? Alright, folks, what do you think?
No, while I don't think OP handled it the best, I understand that they were under like a huge amount of like bad times, you know, to have the company CEO calling them the Wiggler, you know, in a meeting with everyone is just not going to be a fun time, you know. And so I think whoever started the fanfiction thing is obviously a jerk, and I'm wondering if they were doing this to try and make sure that the other person got the promotion.
That's what it feels like. It feels like, one, they're making fun of somebody for a disability.
Mm-hmm.
Like if OP has an uneven gait and can't walk like in a normal way, then they're probably using that as like a way of like ridiculing them, which I think is in very poor taste.
Yeah, mocking people for their disabilities is not cool.
And two, making fun of people behind their back like this in general isn't very good, and using it as a tool to make sure that the younger colleague gets promoted, because it does really feel like that, feels very icky. And
Mm-hmm.
I think if I were the CEO and I found out about something like this, I would tell them to knock this out immediately, because this is not professional.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like this whole company is not being professional at all. And so I would probably recommend OP talk to an employment lawyer in their area to see if there's any kind of recourse. I don't trust that HR will do the right thing here.
Yeah. Well, it feels like it's a company run by middle schoolers.
That is what it feels like.
So, yeah, I don't think that OP's in the wrong. They should definitely contact an employment lawyer, like Amber was saying. They should get all the evidence that they can, collect it together, and make sure that they have it presented well for the lawyer.
Right. Like if that Zoom call was recorded, have a record of that,
Yeah.
any emails, any correspondences where people referred to OP as a wiggler, get copies of those.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Timely Egg 6827 says, you need to talk to the CEO, but first you need to talk to HR. You and the colleague that you are in competition with for a job role, and someone made a video making you out to be the bad person and likely influencing the choice. And now that has become a hostile environment for you. Your only fault has been putting up with this constant stream of harassment and targeting a disability. Prepare a case and make it clear that management are complicit in allowing this video to spread to the extent that the CEO joined in the harassment and used a derogatory term linked to your disability, all in a colleague event. But be careful with your language and reference disability discrimination, unfair influence on hiring, and promoting a hostile environment. A sensible HR department should be worrying about this. If the CEO does get to you first, just apologize for swearing and say that you want to raise a grievance against him and the perpetrators of the company for how you've been treated across several months. If they raise the fact that you didn't complain, then say how could you have done it when it seemed like management were buying into the treatment as well. Edit, if unionized, talk to them right away. As for not making a fuss, a lot of people get shocked into inaction by this type of bullying targeting them. You hope that it will go away, that it's not what it seems, and that you're the bad person for getting upset. You aren't. You should have raised the issue earlier, but you're not the one in the wrong. They are. A single instance of cussing out pales beside an orchestrated campaign of harassment where even the CEO is supporting it. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Getting Upset at My Husband for Hiding My Wedding Ring? First time posting, so please bear with me. And English is a second language. I'm a 30-year-old female, and I have a ring that I inherited from my gran 15 years ago, and she is the best person in my life by far, so I wanted something that I could keep close to me. I wear the ring from my gran and my wedding ring and nothing else. I rarely take it off, but my wedding ring has a plain band with a stone on top of it that's a good size. Ring from gran is a band with some stones level to the band. We have two girls, 3 and 1, and when they are bathed, I sometimes take my rings off. I only take off my wedding ring as I lost weight and the stone turns around on my finger. My husband, a 30-year-old male, saw my rings in the girls' rooms, and yes, I have ADHD, so I tend to be forgetful. He started this joke of hiding my rings. So now I have to look for it, and if I do, then I ask my oldest daughter if she took it. The first or maybe second time, I got upset and told him that I didn't like it. After that, I just started asking him if he has them, and I'll wait for him to give them back. This time, it was different. He put them in his pocket and took it with him. I also made a joke and said that it's fine, I'll go without them, and honestly, I don't care anymore. So I went to a client with 2 people there, and they asked about my ring, and I told them about the joke. Both said that it isn't funny at all. I tried to cover for him and say that it was funny. The anger from the first time, I asked him not to do it, came back, and we had a massive fight. He said that I only care about how I feel and not how it makes him feel when I leave them in the girl's room. This is on the dresser and more to the back, where they would need to get onto something in order to get them. So am I the jerk for getting this upset that I feel that he makes me look for it, and that I don't have any time between my own business and the kids, or how I do not get busy and distracted and put them back on in a few minutes? Alright folks, what do you think?
No, I don't think Opie's a jerk here. I mean, I think what he is doing is not cool. Opie has expressed clearly that she doesn't want him to take her property,
Yeah.
and he continues to do it anyway. And it's okay to be upset if someone repeatedly takes your property without your consent and hides it on you.
Well, it would also be different if it was like 2 seconds or something like that. And I think like if he were just really kidding around with this and not making her waste a whole lot of time. Because I'll sometimes hide stuff of Amber's, but I mean, it's not like I'm doing it maliciously.
Well, and if I ask for it back, he'll give it back.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's really where the difference here is that he kind of tortures her with it and basically is using it because he's angry at her for, not wearing them constantly.
Right. It's not a joke. It's to punish her for not, caring in quotes about them enough. He doesn't understand how easy it is, if you're neurodivergent, to just get completely sidetracked and forget about things.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have not worn my engagement ring because I was washing my hands so much during early COVID, and I just kind of like had to keep taking it on and off and on and off because it's not good for the soap to get on the diamonds and whatnot. And so I just completely have forgotten about it mostly. I almost never wear it because I've gotten so out of the habit. And it's not because I don't love it. It's a beautiful ring and I do love it, but I just don't think about it.
Yeah. And I mean, also, if he's this concerned about it, then maybe he needs to start helping out with more chores around the house, and maybe that would help her have a little bit more mental space for remembering stuff like this, right? And I just don't think that he's in the right here for harassing her about this. And this is clearly not a joke. It's more like a punishment, right? He's trying to punish her because she's not wearing the rings immediately after she, leaves them laying around or something like that. And like, I can understand his concern about them maybe getting lost, but then just, kindly pick them up and then be like, oh, hey, I got your rings for you, honey. Would it be that hard? Like, just to give her a little bit of help here and there? I don't know. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What city is the spellcaster's favorite vacation spot?
The spellcaster's favorite spot? Well, I would imagine that would be like the Windy City or something like that, where the winds are magical.
Wichita.
Wichita. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I did change the joke a little bit. I asked what was the witch's favorite city, and I changed it to spellcaster, so it wasn't so obvious.
I might have gotten Wichita from witch, but I didn't get it from spellcaster. And I have Earl Grey.
I just don't like it when like the name is in the punchline as well. So I was like, I'm gonna change things a little.
Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy spectacular Saturday, folks. I hope your Saturday is off to a wonderful start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on corrupting children.
It is important to carefully navigate the social media waters with children, and if you are not their parent, to have conversations with their parents first.
Yeah, I think that's very wise advice. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!